Hello. So today I'm doing a sewing video and I'm going to make some ruffle shorts. See this? These are pajama shorts, but I'm going to do them in a cute print, but this is kind of what I'm going for. So get a pair of shorts that fits your child, and then fold them in half. Pajama shorts are probably really good to use. If you don't have pajama shorts, use whatever shorts you've got. I want these to be kind of loose and fun to play in, so I'm not doing them as tight as blue jeans, so, like blue jean shorts. So if you are using blue jean shorts, just add maybe like an extra inch to what you're cutting out. But anyways, so what I'm going to do is I folded these shorts in half like this. Here's to the crotch. Okay, do you see that? And here's my waist. Okay. And I'm folding it where the two open part is connected or is laying on the fold of the fabric. Right here I have, this is about, let's see, 17 inches. So about a third of a yard, I guess. Yeah, a little more than a third of a yard. When you're laying your shorts down in your fabric, you're gonna want to leave about an inch to 2 inches for your elastic. If you want them to be kind of high up, leave even more. But I'm going to leave about an inch and a half for my elastic. And it depends on what kind of elastic you're using. If you're using the wider elastic, which I like to use, I think it works best, then you probably won't need near as much. But I'm going to leave an inch and a half. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut about an inch out from the pants. So I'm going to use the pants as a pattern. So I'm going to start cutting about an inch out. But right here, do not, how your waist is, how it goes in, it's not as wide. Remember, you need that for stretch. So really that's technically a straight line right here. Okay? So you need to start with a straight line right here and cut that. If y'all can. And then you're going to go into your curve and go down. Now remember, you're going to have a hem. But if you're adding ruffles, which I'm adding ruffles, just kind of cut right along the line and then you can add the ruffles. And that'll just add whatever length you want to them. Because normally if you were doing some without ruffles, you would leave about a half of an inch at the bottom. But I'm not doing ruffles, so I cut it clean. I'm doing ruffles, so I cut it clean with the bottom. Because I'm going to add ruffles. Anyway, that makes sense. So I'm going to cut 2 of these, and then I'm going to show them to you. Okay, so I have cut my 2 pieces for my pants. Okay, so I'm going to try and make sure I get a better look at that. Do you see how that's... Oop. Here is one pant piece, and then there's the shorts piece, and then here's the other one. So you'll need 2. Okay, y'all excuse my mess over here. I've been doing a bunch of stuff today. Okay, so now, if you're not going to add ruffles, then skip this step. But I'm going to cut out 2 panels of fabric, 2 strips for the ruffle on the bottom. So what you're going to do is open up that fabric, or that one piece, and measure it. So that's 16 inches wide for my 3-year-old. You're going to need twice that length. So you're going to need two 32-inch strips of fabric. And the length of them would just depend on how long you wanted the ruffle. If you wanted like a little bitty ruffle, like a little 1-inch ruffle, then I would do 2.5 inches wide. And but I'm gonna do kind of a longer ruffle, a little bit wider of a ruffle. So I want about a 2-inch ruffle, so I'm gonna cut 3 inches. If that makes sense. Sometimes I cut more because sometimes my hems are not spot on some days, and some days I do my hems good. But anyway, so I'm gonna cut that out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my pieces cut. They're folded. They're really long. Next, I'm going to open them up, and I'm going to iron the hem. Because it's hot. If you have ever made a ruffle, you cannot hem them after you have ruffled up your fabric. You just can't do it. I mean, you can, but it's a pain in the butt. So, this is easier. So, I'm going to fold my hem. I don't know if y'all can see this. Hope so. Fold it about, whatever, 1/4 inch. It's what the going measurement is for hems, apparently. So I'm going to iron all that one time up, and then I'm going to go back and do it again. So I'll have a completely finished hem. So there will be no fraying in the washing machine. There won't be any extra, nasty little strings hanging. So I'm going to do all that, and then we'll go to the sewing machine. Okay, so we're at the machine, and we're going to take our two pressed ruffles. Well, they're going to be ruffles, but the two, well, mine are 32 inches long. The panels, we're going to take those and we're going to sew them. So, just do a good little hem real quick. If I can find my presser foot here. Hopefully that's a decent angle. I really didn't know how this was going to work. But anyway, okay, so we're going to sew this. So we'll start with this. It's just a straight stitch. Mine's on 2.5 and on the width, I guess, and 5.0 on the length. So, here we go. Okay, so we have the hem done. Now I'm going to do this other panel, and then we're going to ruffle it. So, I'll be right back. Okay, so now I have my ruffler foot on there. I don't know if that was down or not. It looks down in the video. I suggest to go buy a ruffler foot if you have a daughter. They're $14.99 at Joann's. You can also use a coupon with that. The only place I could find it was for that cheap was at Joann's. It surprises the crap out of me how nobody in town has sewing machine feet, or feet, I guess. But anyway, so if you don't have one of these, set your machine to the longest stitch that you have, and you're going to sew right up along the top here. You're not going to back stitch, and you're going to do the gathering method. You're going to pull one of the strings. I'm using my ruffler foot, so if you don't know what the gathering method is or don't know how to do it, look it up, because I don't really want to explain it. But anyway, go get a ruffler foot. So it makes things so much easier. So I am going to ruffle my fabric. And if you do have a ruffler foot, I've got it set to do the biggest gather every 6 stitches. So here we go, and I'll show you what it does. Okay, so here's my little ruffle. It did it all for me. It's just a slight ruffle. I didn't want to do a super hardcore ruffle. So I am going to do the other one, and then we're going to go back to the ironing board, and not to iron, but to pin this to our pant pieces. So, or our shorts pieces. So I'll be right back. Okay, so now I've got my ruffles done. I'm going to pin each one where I did the ruffle part and the hem facing towards the top of the pants. This part should be, this side should be showing. And you're just going to put it down. So that way when you sew it, you know, it's going to flip down and it'll be like this. Like a ruffle. So I'm going to pin that, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like, and then we're going to sew it together. Okay, so this is what you should have. I've got my edge pinned. So now we're going to take it to the sewing machine and sew all that together, and then we're going to start constructing our shorts. Okay, so now we're going to sew our ruffle to our shorts. I keep wanting to call them pants. Make sure you sew above this line that you use to make your ruffle. So above that line, you don't want it showing. I mean, so below that line, you don't want it showing. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do the other one, and then I'm going to snip off my extra ruffle, which I have a lot. I overestimated it a tad, but anyway, I'm used to doing super gathered ruffles, and this one's pretty much just pleats. So, next time I would just do 1.5 times the width of the fabric. So anyway, I'm going to sew the other one, and then we're going to zigzag it. If you have a serger, then serge it. I don't have a serger, so I'm going to zigzag it. I have a serge setting on my machine. I don't really like the way it does, so I'm just going to zigzag it. And then we're going to put our shorts together. Okay, so I have sewn my ruffle to my pants. I have zigzag stitched it. Looks kind of nasty. And then this is optional. I do a seam, or I do just a stitch across the back of this to hold it down. So it just gives it a more finished look. So we're going to take both of our pieces and lay them out on top of each other, right sides together. And we're going to pin them. And we are going to sew up to the curve. So I'm going to put a pin in and show you where we're going to stop. Okay, so it would be that this is going to be to the crotch area right here where this point is. If y'all can see that, we're going to sew from the top to the crotch right here. Do not sew this straight part right here. Don't sew that. Sew just this part to where that little point is. Can you still see? See the point? Sew to the point. That's it. So I'm going to pin this and I'm going to sew it and I will be right back. Okay, so I sewed along to the point. And then I zigzag stitched it, if you can see all that. Okay, so now we're going to take our pants and open them to where the seam runs through the middle. Turn it this way, maybe you can see it better. So, if you pull this part apart, you'll see a little split here. And there's going to be the two seams. See, they're starting to look like shorts. See? Oop. Well, you can kind of see. So, pin right here where these two seams meet. You may have to line them up. You can see it better this way. So we're going to pin there. And I have a little extra, I left some extra ruffle hanging off. And I'm going to trim that once I sew this. Make sure you line your bottom hems up and line these two up where those two fabrics meet. So it'll be a smooth line. Okay. So, I have these pinned, and I'm going to take them to the sewing machine, and I'm going to sew them. So, I'll be right back. Okay, so I sewed this together and did a zigzag stitch once again. And now, all you have left to do is the elastic. So, I'm going to slide down here. Oh. And we're going to do a 1/4 inch hem all the way around. So we're going to do that. If you can see that right there. And then I'm going to fold it down one more time, about an inch, and iron that, and then we're going to take it to the sewing machine and we're going to sew it. And depending on how wide your elastic is, it really depends on how far down you need to do this. If you just have some of this, I believe this is 3/8 inch elastic. I would recommend something a little bit wider than this. I usually use this, but I usually just make pants. So I'm going to try using this to see how it turns out. And hopefully it'll hold the shorts up. This, I know for sure, holds it up. This is like 1.5 inches. So, but anyways, I'm going to iron all this and then go to the sewing machine. Okay, so now that I have ironed down where my elastic is going to go, see that's the raw edge, and then I did it once again, I'm going to start sewing at the seam here, right there. So I'm going to put this under my foot, and you need to get it as close to the edge as you can to make sure to get that raw edge make sure you get that raw edge down and it's not going to flip back up in the washing machine. So just sew all the way around. Okay, and make sure you leave a little space right there to insert your elastic. So, to do your elastic for your cute little shorts, and you can start to tell that they're looking like shorts. I'm so excited. I'm fixing to make a boatload of these suckers. Okay, this is the width, the width that I would have preferred to use, but I'm out of it. So I'm gonna use this 3/8 because I'm out. This, if you'll look at the difference, I don't know if you can see the difference. This is 3/8 inch right here on the top, and then this is 1/2 of an inch, and this would have been better. You'll have to excuse me, I have no makeup on. It's been a long day. This is my second video for today. I think I deserve some credit for that. But anyway, I'm a mess today. So, just excuse me. I know y'all had to catch a little glimpse. So, what you need to do is measure your child's waist. If you don't, and then you take the measurement of your child's waist. So, say your child's waist is like 12 inches. You would take away 2 inches for the elastic. So, you would do 10 inches. If their waist was 28 inches, you do 24 inches. Wait, sorry, 26. So, you get the gist. But, if you don't have your child handy, you can either take these elastic pants that you used or these pants that you used for a guide, and you can measure it with that. So just do it like this. Okay. Get my pins here. Isn't this cute? I got this at Walmart. I thought that was so cute. And it came with pins in it. Okay. So what I like to do is put a pin at the end of my elastic where the pin's middle shows on the wrong side, and where it's hiding on the right side. And then I pull my elastic and insert my safety pin where my little eye there, that's what I'm going to call it, lines up, so I'll know once I get around which ends are supposed to meet. Sometimes your elastic can get twisted, and that usually helps me. Okay, so we're going to insert our safety pin and just thread the elastic. Oh no, going dead. Plug this in. Okay, sorry, had to plug my computer in. Okay, so threading. These are so cute, and you can even do these making pajamas. You can do these, you know, you don't have to do a different color ruffle at the bottom. You can do the same color as the base fabric. I think it's cute with different color ruffles, but some people, for just their basics, for their little girls, they'll do, you know, the same color, so they'll match more things. Okay, so got my daughter's waist is really small, so I'll probably I usually have to take 4 inches off of her measured waist. I don't really know why. I guess to hold it up on her. Okay, so you're going to take your 2 elastic pieces, and I like to fold them over each other a good bit, and then you can stick a pin in there, because I tell you, you can lose it in that sewing machine. Okay, so machine, can you see that? I'm just going to stick my elastic under my foot and do a small stitch and go forward, backward, forward, backward. I do that a couple times. Now, you can snip these extra pieces off, or you can leave them so that you can like later readjust them and let the elastic out some. I'm not really gonna leave too much on there. Okay, so now you've got your elastic in. Cut my little threads there. You're going to sew up your little hole that you left to insert your elastic. And I do that with a smaller stitch too, because that way I'll know where my hole was. And when I go back to rip the seam, if I want to let them out any or take them in any, which sometimes happens, I'll know where to rip the seam. Okay, I'm just going to snip these threads. And turn them inside out. How cute are those little shorts? They're so cute. They're cute. And hopefully they will fit my child. She's so petite. But I do them so that they kind of come up a little bit. These will probably be right under her belly button. I like to do a lot of her stuff to where it comes like a little, either right at her belly button or a little above her belly button. But these are modest shorts. These are not booty shorts. But you can make them shorter if you want to, but these are just about perfect. But anyway, I hoped that that helped y'all. And I'm also going to try and do a peasant dress like this. I'm going to try and do a video on this. Get that whole thing in the camera view. Do this. I'm going to try and do a ruffled pants video. I'm going to try to do some applique videos. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time.